Hello everyone, welcome back to Home and Creativity with Monique. This is another gardening video. So this is just like a part 2 of me getting my fall veggies planted in. So this is one of my garden beds from my last video that I did. I'm just showing you guys, how everything is still looking. And that I also, on this side right here, this is a new added in plot that I did beside my garden bed with the mustard and turnip greens. So I'm just showing you guys that I planted there. And I'm just checking on my green bean plants. I do have a handful of green beans that I can get off of these 2 plants. The other plants that are planted in here, they are new plants, so they haven't produced any yet. So these 2 bean plants are the plants that I planted this summer, and they just survived out of all the ones that I had planted. Alright, here are some collard green plants, and my mustard and turnip greens in this garden bed is doing pretty well. So that's just a picture of everything that I have there. Some things planted in pools and things planted on the perimeter on the outside. Alright, so this garden bed right here was a tough challenge for me. So I am about to get this garden bed ready for planting. So I'm just pulling up my old okra plants that I had planted here. And the reason why that this garden bed is so challenging is because over the summer there was hardly any rain, and it was very hot this summer. So when I started to dig, I didn't have any idea that the dirt inside of my garden bed had caked up so bad. And when I was trying to dig, it was like layers and layers of caked up dirt, and I had to keep digging and wetting the soil, digging and wetting the soil, because it was so dry. So you're gonna see here, when I dig, that the dirt is basically like dust flying up. So that's how bad that this soil had dried up, and I had to resort to using a gas tiller to help break this soil up. But I still had to dig because the tiller wasn't getting deep enough into the soil, despite of it tilling. So I still had to dig, like, layer by layer of dirt. And but I eventually got it done. I had to wet it a couple of times and dig, wet and dig. So this particular garden bed here was a hard challenge. Okay, so right here I just wanted to give you guys a close-up on what I'm dealing with. So I'm just going to take the shovel and try to dig, and I just want you guys to see how hard the soil had, badly caked up. As you can see here, there's like no moisture or anything in the soil. Like, it is totally dried up and caked up. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. I basically felt like I was digging through rock, basically. But I kept at it until I gotten everything dug up and tilled and ready to go. Alright, so this is the next day. the soil and everything has been tilled, and I also put it in my vegetable garden soil mix, and also some fertilizer in here. So I'm just using my hand tiller or cultivator to just kind of you know, break the soil up a little bit more, keep it from you know, just further caking up. And I did attempt to, you know, just keep it kind of moist by, you know, putting water on it and everything. So now it's time to plant. So what you see here is I am planting my cabbage plants, and I do have a video on me harvesting my cabbages from the spring. If you want to go check that video out, I'll also have the link in my description. So I'm just getting these cabbages planted in, and I'm using my small little shovel, hand shovel, to measure out the distance so that you know, each cabbage plant can have its own space. Alright, so I have just about all of my cabbage plants planted in, so I'm going to move on to another row. So I'm going to do a row of Moor's Head collards, and these are some seedlings that I started seeds back in September for. So these are about 3 weeks old, and they did tremendously well coming up. Earlier in September I had trouble starting them, but you know, I'm surprised that they came up for me. So I'm just showing you guys how all the cabbage plants look. I got all of those planted in on the first row of the garden bed. So I'm gonna plant some collard greens right next to it, and I'm gonna start with the Moor's Head collard greens first, and I'm just going to till the dirt a little bit, you know, just kind of loosening up the dirt, keeping it from being so packed in. And also I have more gardening videos. If you guys are new or haven't seen most of my gardening videos, you can check out my gardening video playlist. I will also have the link down below for that as well. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm trying to you know, dig out a little hole for my seedlings. And when you're dealing with seedlings, you want to be careful because they are fragile, you know, not to break the stem and also not to break off the root system. If you're interested, I do have a video on my first harvest of collard greens, and I will have the link down in the description below if you're interested. So as you can see here, I have one seedling planted in, and I'm just gonna just give you guys just an up close view of how they look and how I separate them. And I have one here delicately, you know, just planting that inside the dirt. And you don't want to put a lot of dirt around it where it's going to, like, you know, kind of swallow up the plant. And the same for, you know, any plants. Each plant has to have its own space. And I always use my hand shovel to make sure I'm measuring out the space that each plant needs. And I believe my shovel is about 12 inches. And collard greens could use about 12 to 24 inches apart. But I do mine about 12 inches apart. Okay, so as you can see up ahead, I've planted in more things. So here what you see is some spinach seeds. I think this variety is called Giant Noble. So these are Giant Noble spinach seeds, and I'm just going to direct sow those inside the soil on its own row. And so I hope that those will you know, sprout up for me as well. So I'm just going to just freely sow these on this row, and then just you know, cover them up with dirt and give them water. Alright guys, so I am finally finished with the entire bed. Everything that I wanted to plant has been planted in. So on this first row here is my cabbage, and I have some cane sticks, just kind of separating those rows. On the second row is the Morris head collards, and I do have 2 rows of those. So the third row is also Morris head collards as well. So you see those seedlings sticking up. On this fourth row is the Georgia collard greens. So I have a whole row of those. On this row I have some Siberian kale, and you see those seedlings. On the next row is dwarfed blue kale. So I have kale, and of course this is where I planted those spinach seeds. And on the very last row I planted more cabbage. So this is just an overlook of everything. So everything has been planted in, and this is not it. I do have one more garden bed right next to this one that I also have to fix up for planting. But this will be it, you guys. I thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. You guys have a very great and blessed day. God bless.